Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all doing well out there. Woke up to a beautiful, spectacular day, albeit cold this morning, but it was really nice. Our side of the house that gets sun, it was not. As soon as I walked in to turn on a little bit of heat and put some oil, get some coconut oil for my morning oil pulling, I just saw the sun beaming through that side of the house and totally blue skies outside. So looks like it's going to hang around like this for a couple of days, but it's going to get even colder tonight. Guys, today I want to talk about what I mean by a low-fat, raw vegan lifestyle. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that big red subscribe button now. And then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And hey, go check out the store. My store is down in the links below. It's rawtropicallivinggear.com. This one is nice. I'm going to wear this one all through the spring. This is our long sleeve, but it's real lightweight and it's got a little lightweight hoodie on it. All right, today's video, I've talked about this a number of times. This is going to pretty much be a clarification video where I can just simply direct people to, because there's so many, I won't say misunderstandings about the terms, but misunderstandings about how I apply the terms and what I mean when I'm saying certain things. Low fat, raw vegan lifestyle, and we'll explore both components. We'll explore the low fat part of it, but we'll also explore the raw vegan part of it as well. Because I get asked all the time, and nothing, I'll go to the raw vegan part first. Nothing is more, it just kind of is annoying because it slows down the conversation. You have to stop, you have to explain, and I'm just real not one of these uber like anal label type people. I've had it happen a few times over the course of this YouTube channel, and also had it happen on Instagram where somebody thinks they've caught me and they've had that aha moment, like, aha, you said you're raw vegan and you're eating cooked food. I'm like, well, dumbass, I'm not like, okay, I'm using raw vegan as a description. That's the difference for me. That's a good way of putting it right here. I'm not a big label guy. When I use raw vegan, I'm not putting myself a label on myself. I'm just kind of giving a best description. So, okay, let's see. I don't know. Like right now, it's been winter. I've eaten more this winter. I'm getting more back to, closer to the fully raw thing. But I'm 95% raw. So do you really want me, when I'm standing there, like if you ask me a question, do you need it explained down to the detail? Oh, well, I'm a 95% raw vegan, and when I eat cooked food, I eat this, that, and the other. No, it's just a general description of what we're doing, who we are. So when I say raw vegan, or when anybody says raw vegan, I guess if you want to make a distinction, just use that word fully raw or 100% raw. But, people are raw vegan. I mean, we're getting a little asinine when we get down to these, oh my God, but they ate this. And then I don't even go anywhere anymore. I've blocked all that stuff out. I don't even see the stuff anymore where people are even fretting over little ingredients. Well, is that nori wrap? Is that raw? I used to use, I don't use nori wrap all that much, but no, I never had any raw nori wrap. I didn't really care that much, to be quite honest with you, because it wasn't something I was eating every day. It was just kind of a little delicacy that I enjoyed. The nuts are generally not raw. I remember, God, I used to just get just wanting to bang my head against a tree when I would sit and watch threads go back and forth over whether nuts were raw or not. I'm like, you're leading a sad life if you've got time to sit around and argue about whether nuts are raw or cooked. But, mostly I rock a very, very high raw vegan lifestyle. And I actually started doing raw, very high raw almost from the beginning. I didn't kind of do the normal, okay, now I'm vegan or plant-based, and then, oh, let's try this raw. Like, I heard about the raw, I heard about the vegan, and I just kind of jumped in at the same time. Made a lot of mistakes, didn't do it even close to even what anybody would consider right in the beginning, but, I righted the ship before the ship totally went over. All right, as far as the low fat goes, let's clarify a few things. And I wrote down a few numbers here just to give people an idea. Now, number one, what is low fat means different things to different people as well. You know, to me, I don't know, low fat, anything between people not adding fat at all, which I don't recommend going zero overt fat for long periods of time, but anywhere from 5 to probably even 20%. Although when I check the numbers a lot of times, I'm just like, I don't know that I ever, you know, I'll have a splurge every once in a while where I go over, but 20% fat, I'm eating, you know, that's really not my thing, like I say, on a normal basis, because when you start putting it, okay, and like I shoot for 3,000 calories for my size. I'm not very active right now, but my body metabolizes this food, so I shoot for around 27 to 3,000 calories, so keep this in mind as I'm talking about these numbers. Okay, in one medium avocado, and I see how these people doing this silly, oh, I'm only going to eat a quarter of an avocado. Well, maybe if you're a child, maybe if you weigh 40 pounds, you eat a quarter of an avocado, but a medium avocado, one source said 250 calories, I think it's, and another said 300, I think it's closer to 300, but at 300 calories. At 300 calories right there, if I'm eating 3,000 calories a day and I include a whole avocado in my in that day, I've got what, 10% fat. That's assuming I'm not adding anything else in. And normally I'm not. Normally I will have fat one time during the day. Except for the odd little bit of cacao I'll use as flavoring sometime in a green smoothie. But when you look at it like that, you know, even if I had, and I definitely don't do this, I'll go on a streak where maybe for 2 days in a row I'll have an avocado, but I don't have an avocado every day. But theoretically, I don't see why I couldn't have a whole avocado every day, or the equivalent of a whole avocado every day, working at 3,000, even if I'm trying to stay at 10%. And I'm not fanatic about staying at 10%. In fact, I like to get on up around in that 15% range for some of the year. It seems to do my skin and my hair a whole lot of good. In tahini. I checked my tahini before I did this video too. For 2 tablespoons is 190 calories. Hell, I might as well just start making it real creamy every time. I've got a couple of things that I've just cut back to using 1 tablespoon. And it's mostly because, well, I might as well cut the fat if I can. But, you know, at that point, 190 calories, that's not even 10%. I could have 2 tablespoons of tahini in my salad dressing or my sauce, whatever I'm making at night, and I could have still had a little bit earlier in the day. If I'm playing up in 15, or if you're eating 15 to 20%, you can have a decent amount of it. Cashews. Now here's where we go with the nuts, and this is why I tell you I'm not all that interested in the nuts. Number one, I just don't have that big of a taste for them, and number two, I like tahini better, I like avocados better, and I get more bang for my fat calories buck out of avocados and tahini. In 2 ounces of cashews, we've got 300 calories. So for the same thing, if I'm doing it like this, I can have a whole avocado or 2 ounces of cashews. I will take an avocado, especially a good avocado, any day of the week over nuts. So once again, I think I'm not anti-nuts. I'm not like you shouldn't eat them. You do what works for you. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I also find, I guess, you know, all fats somewhat equal. But I do find that I digest the tahini and the avocado a little bit better than I do the nuts. Although, don't let me throw that in as some major issue. I don't have problems. Digesting the nuts. But just to put that in perspective a little bit from 2 different angles, some people, you know, they're so afraid to eat because they're like, but that just shows you don't have to be so uber watching what you're doing with your fat. Now, granted, probably a lot of people that are smaller out there, maybe women that are like looking at it like, okay, well, I don't weigh that much as you do, although I don't weigh all that much. I'm about 162, 63. But you can still eat a good bit of that. And you know, women even sometimes seem to be the ones, they can thrive on a little bit more fat than we men can. I don't know. That's not scientific. That's just an observation I've made. But you don't have to be so fanatic about this fat thing. But also, that's not this here. This was not a video for me to tell you not to do this, not to do that. Just to kind of define terms and what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a low-fat, raw vegan lifestyle. Mostly raw vegan, probably always 95% and up. Low-fat. I would say, we're not going to say one stray day, but I would say I'm always pretty much staying in the 15%. Even if I go through a period of the year where I bounce up the fat for a period of time, no more than about 15%. So, you know, just do the best you can. Do the best you can, but don't, once again, like the video yesterday, don't obsess over all this stuff. So anyhow, that's just my views on it and how I eat, how I process it, and how I do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.